Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day. I wanted to share my work in progress with you on Madison's limbs, and I wanted to show you my homemade drying rack for the limbs. I was not going to go out to the store and pay $10 to $20 for a drying rack to put the limbs on. Some people use the bottle drying racks, baby bottle drying racks. Some people get the regular drying racks for the limbs, you know. And I didn't want to put out the money. I didn't want to spend that. So I came up with my own idea on how to make a reborn drying rack. And I'm using two things. I'm using my bar and my crafting cord. So let me show you my bar. And I have to go way up here. Now you see that bar? My friend put that up for me so that I could go ahead and pull my black drape, which you can't really see it, it's right here. I pull that along the bar at night so I have privacy when I go to bed, because I sleep in the dining area of the apartment. So anyhow, I decided to use this bar to make my own homemade drying rack. So what I did is I took my crafting cord, and this is the thick crafting cord. It's size 4. It's pretty strong stuff. And I made 4 slip knots. And I tied each one over the bar, and then I put the slip knots in, and each slip knot is adjustable, so I can adjust them to the size of the limbs. And I really like how it's keeping the limbs or you know, how the limbs are hanging in the slip knots, and they've been in the slip knots all night. This is strong stuff, I'll tell you that. This is really strong stuff because the limbs, I have them filled with the glass beads and the polyfill. When I did her blushing and creasing yesterday, I didn't empty her limbs. I left the glass beads and polyfill in the limbs when I put the blushing and creasing on. Anyway, yeah, so I figure, well, when I'm done with Madison's limbs, I'm just going to leave those slip knots up on the bar. Just going to leave them on the bar. And that way I can use them for my other reborn doll kits when I dry their limbs. And so, yeah, so I saved myself some money. And I really like how they hang from the bar. I don't have to worry about a drying rack being on the counter or the table and getting knocked off. I don't have to worry about the limbs getting touched, you know, so it's nice. The other thing I wanted to share with you are the neck rings. Now, when I was reborning Madison the first time, I was very adamant about getting neck rings for her because I did not want to have the same experience with Madison that I had with little Sasha, and that is not being able to move the limbs so I could dress her. It's difficult because I do have arthritis in my hands, and so I was very adamant with myself that I was going to make sure that I had neck rings to put on her limbs and her head. So the two on the side there, well, the two on her arms, they're from Bountiful Babies. Now, Bountiful Babies has the neck rings going from 40 to 78. They don't have any neck rings larger than 78. So I got the ones for the arms, but the ones for the legs, I had to get them from someplace else. When I had contacted Bountiful Baby, they said that they only go up to size 78, that they don't have them any larger than that. So I went online and I Googled for neck rings larger than 78, and lo and behold, I was able to get them from Still Moments Nursery. And they go from size 40 all the way up to 90. So for those of you that want the neck rings for your larger toddlers, you can get them from Still Moments Nursery. Now, I paid $3 a piece for the neck rings, for her legs and for her head. I got the 80s for her legs because her leg base on each leg is 78. And according to the instructions that is on Still Moments Nursery, you know, Nikki says to make sure you order 1 or 2 sizes larger than what the actual base size is. So since her leg base is 78, I got an 80 for each leg. And her neck base is 2 lines past the 78. I'm not very good at measurements, but that's what it is. 2 lines past the 78. So if anyone can tell me what that size is, please comment below, because I am a dunce when it comes to measurements on a measuring tape. I don't know what the lines represent. Anyhow, what I did is I got another 80 and I got an 81 just to play it safe with her neck. So as it turns out, the 80 did not quite fit her neck. I ended up using the 81. But it works out in the end because the 80, I can use that as a spare for the legs in case one of the neck rings snap on one of the legs. I have a spare one. The only downside to getting the neck rings from Still Moments Nursery is that they are located in Australia. And the shipping was a lot more than the 4 neck rings together. But, you know, I wanted to make sure I had these neck rings for Madison. Now, I'm a very conservative person. I really watch what I spend, and I look for the sales. And so the shipping, it just really bummed me out. And I just told myself, this is one thing that I definitely wanted for Madison were the neck rings, so that it would be much easier for me to be able to move her limbs and her head when I changed her. And so I spent the money and I got them. And it took almost 2 months to get them, and that's not because of anything Nikki did. It was because of customs. I did not know this, but when you get the neck rings from Still Moments Nursery, they paint them. So it was about 9 days after I put my order in that that they sent them to me, because they sent me an email saying that they were painting them. They had to paint them, and I didn't know they did that. So it's pretty cool because they're like a flesh color, which is nice. Anyhow, yeah. So from the day they shipped them to me until I got them, it was almost 6 weeks, and that's because they were stuck in customs all that time. A little package with just 4 rings were stuck in customs, and when I got the package, it was completely destroyed. The original package that Nikki had sent the rings in, it was just torn apart, and it was done by customs. It wasn't done through damaging in the mail. It was done by customs. They tore the package apart, and they put the rings and the original packaging in another envelope, didn't even bother to rewrap the rings in what Nikki had them wrapped in, just, you know, tossed it in an envelope. It was ridiculous. So I was not happy. I was a very unhappy camper when I got that package. And not only that, I had paid an extra $3 to have signature requirement put on that package, so I would have to sign for it. That was my way of protecting myself, that I knew I would have to sign for the package. I wasted that $3 because the package was sitting out in the mailbox. It didn't have the signature requirement on it because Customs destroyed the package that the rings were originally in that had the signature requirement on the envelope. So I wasn't happy with Customs at all. But I got the rings, and I was very, very happy to get them finally after almost 2 months. And I wish that Bountiful Babies would start selling the rings, you know, at least up to size 90, so that people like me who want the rings for their babies' limbs will be able to get the size that they need, because that would save so much money on shipping and dealing with customs, you know, in another country. But anyhow, that was my experience with getting the rings. And now I'm going to show you the work in progress on her limbs. Now, I added the blushing and the creasing to her limbs yesterday. I started about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I finally finished them at 11:45 last night. It was a long, hard day, and but they came out absolutely beautiful. And I could kick myself, because what I did is, after I had done, I don't remember which leg it was, but after, oh, it was that leg, that's right, because I forgot to put the crease on that one leg. That's right, it was that leg that I did first. After I had done that leg, I compared it with that leg, because that leg was not done yet. And oh my gosh, when I compared it, wow. The leg that didn't have any blushing and creasing on it, the only thing that came to my mind was, oh my gosh, it looks like a corpse. It looks like a leg from a corpse. And I just couldn't believe how the blushing and creasing can just bring the limbs to life. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I forgot to take pictures. It didn't even dawn on me until after I was done with all the limbs to take pictures, so I could tack them on to the video so you guys could see the comparison. But let me take one of the legs off and I'll show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. But there's her blushing and creasing on her foot. I even did in between the toes, so there's some depth to the toes. And there's her blushing. I did the creasing on her feet and on her leg. Now what I did is I took her Asian flesh color paint, and I had mixed the peach blush in it, and I put 2 layers on the entire leg first, you know, including the foot. And then I went back and did the creasing. And then I went back and I put 3 layers of blush, peach blush, on the foot and on the knee. And it looks very pretty. Very, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. But yeah, that's how her foot looks. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the video or on the camera. I won't tell until after I look at it. But yeah, that's how it came out on the foot. So the other foot's like that as well. I'm going to put this back in here. See? And then this is her hand. All I'm going to do is move these over here and grab this one. And this is her one hand, or her arm. And there's the blushing with the creasing. And I did the same thing with her arms that I did with her legs. I put 2 layers of the Asian skin tone with the peach blush mixed in with it. And then I went back did the creasing, and then I added the blushing to the top of her hand and to her elbow. And that's the bottom, the other side, underside of the hand. But yeah. And there we go. And her other hand came out the same way with the creasing and the blushing. But I am just so thrilled that she is finally done. I'm so glad that I went ahead and added the creasing and blushing. So that is my work in progress on Madison. So now I'll just let the limbs dry for about a week, and then I will go ahead and put on the 2 thin layers of the Duro Clear Ultra Matte Varnish on the limbs and let that dry for a few more days, and then I will put her back together. So I am so happy she's done. I am so very happy. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, my poor Madison, she has been a guinea pig. My goodness, it has been a real journey for me and her. It really has. But I have learned so much from reborning her. I truly have. Just learning what to do and not to do with the paints, and you know, learning about the sealers and everything else. And I'm just very, very pleased how she came out. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I know it was kind of different. I am working on another video. I'm hoping to get that uploaded today. I was watching a video by Reborn Mommy Love. I just love her channel. She is such a sweetheart. And her babies are so adorable. Anyway, she uploaded a video yesterday. And it's about, it's called the Con Marie Way. I believe that's how that's the link that she used. Anyway, it's about how to fold baby clothes using the Marie Kondo method. And so when I saw that video, I messaged, well, I left a comment for Reborn Mommy, and I had mentioned to her, I said, I just thought of something. I'm going to try this and use it as a challenge to see how many clothes, because I have so many clothes for the babies, especially Chang Su Lee, just to see if folding them the way that Marie Kondo says, if that would make a difference with being able to get all her clothes to fit better in the drawer and in the container that I use for her. So that's what I'm working on for my next video. So hopefully I'll get that up today. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I know it was long. I was rambling. I'm tired. I am so tired. I really need to go back to bed for a while. Everyone, have a wonderful day and happy Valentine's Day. Take care. Bye for now.